Let's talk about the hard truth about business. And no one wants to talk about everything you're going to go through and how hard it is to actually start a business and operate it while you're working a W-2 and trying to get out of your job so you can live a financially free life. It's not easy, and it takes time, and it takes patience, dedication, commitment, and focus and hunger. I'm not going to be here to BS you. Even my business right now, we're still relatively new. It's only been around for about 2.5 years, and we're still getting the wheels rolling, and we're doing a lot of great things. But it was a pain in the ass to get a lot of this stuff up and running. Now, let's get into this. The first 80% of your time, it's going to just be tiring. It's a lot of actionable steps that you need to do. For my example, I'm in real estate as a real estate investor. I'm always calling brokers. I'm always talking to property managers. I'm always talking to potential investors, as well as everything I need to actually get a deal closed and operating. This is not easy because a lot of my properties are outside of California, my home base. So being based in California, I have to be up at 4:35 a.m. so I could call brokers on the East Coast, because we invest in North Carolina, Florida in some places, Dallas, also in like Arizona. So we're all over the country in terms of our investments, and it's not easy doing this. So we're up at 4:35 a.m. so we could talk to people. We're doing a lot of work, a lot of administrative work before my regular 9 to 5, and that takes a lot of commitment. And even on breaks, I'm actually calling people, talking to people. During lunch, I'm on the phone always. And then when I get back home after work, it's back to the grind. Follow up on everything that was called that day. Underwrite deals, which is like analyzing the numbers, talking to more people, trying to figure out what I need to do so I can build this business up. Now, the reason why it's so difficult in the beginning is because you don't have the systems in place. Everything in a business should be optimized through a system. The better your system is, the more efficient it is, then the easier you'll be able to actually move along and get this business to move more automatically. And then on top of that, it takes a lot of research, because as you're starting a business or opening one up, there's a lot of problems and a lot of unknowns that you're not aware of. So you actually have to read and educate yourself so you could keep going, keep moving, and actually keep the business afloat. Just reading alone takes over two hours of my time. The only reason why is because I'm trying to figure out new strategies, how to implement things. So you're constantly gonna be tired, you're constantly exhausted, you're gonna be angry because things ain't moving fast enough. That's just the nature of the situation. 80% of the time you're doing the work, about 15% of the time you're gonna feel like a failure. Like the shit's not moving, the shit's not going. Deals don't happen, things follow through, and you're gonna get pissed off, you're gonna get angry. Especially being new, not a lot of people are gonna take you seriously. And so this is a source of frustration for me. And in my case, it's not about frustration. I get angry, I get pissed off, and that's what happens. Today, I was on an investor call, and the older white guy came in, very disrespectful, didn't introduce himself. He didn't even say bye or let's chat some other time. He was very disrespectful, and that's gonna happen to you a lot, especially me being a Philam, looking like I'm young, but he doesn't know who I am. So it's your opportunity to actually educate who you are, what you could do, and what team stands for, and what you stand for as a person. The better they could understand that, the better they'll respect you. A lot of people, they're only gonna take you at face value. What they see is how they're gonna judge you. And that's a fucked up situation. What I like to do is I'll pop off if I need to. Most people expect a Philan to just be quiet, not say something, and take it as is. I'm deserving of respect, so if someone disrespects me in a certain way, I have no problems popping off. It's all good, it's okay. It's setting boundaries. Now, you will feel like a failure as you get a lot of these no's, but there's gonna be a time when you get a lot of yeses. It's a numbers game. You talk to 100 people, you might get only one investor, or one client, or one yes to buy your product. It's gonna happen, expect it. So even when you're going through this, you're gonna have a lot of self-doubt. You're gonna have a lot of guilt, like why'd I start this business? I should have just stayed with my work. Or even feel not good enough because so many people are saying no. And there's gonna be times where you're gonna feel guilty because what you thought was a home run, other people don't see the value in. It's just an opportunity to educate them, so don't get down on yourself. I think a lot of entrepreneurs give up when they get 10 no's, when they should try to get 100 no's, because typically there's going to be like that 10% that's going to say yes. And that 10% is actually going to help you out and give you a lot of energy to keep going, to stay consistent, and to persevere in what you're trying to build. Now, a part of that 50%, you're going to be in a rush. Your time is limited. You're working your W possibly, or you're not working and this is your only source of income. Everything's now. You got to run. You got to hustle. You got to just continually go, and you're going to feel like you're on a hamster wheel. And this is normal. Every business owner goes through this. So don't get down on yourself about this because it's a part of the game. You have to keep running. At some point is when the rubber meets the road and you'll be all right. You'll keep it moving and then you'll be able to start cruising and growing exponentially. What I like about this phase, when you feel like a failure, you're going to know who you are as a person. You're going to know what triggers you, what gets you down in the dumps and gets you sad, what motivates you, what pisses you off and what triggers you to execute and try to get back and climb up. You'll get to really know yourself, and you'll also get to know who's down for you. When your business is at its worst, you'll figure out who your friends and who supports you the most, and who's trying to see you succeed, and who's trying to get you back on top of everything you do. This is the tough part about business no one talks about is you make the most gains when you're at the bottom, when you're just starting out, when no one sees your value, but you see the value. That's when confidence comes in. That's when faith in your skill set, faith in your business, faith in your ability to find and hire good people and create good systems. It takes time, but continue on. Why would you stop when you're in the middle of the road? You haven't gotten to your destination. Keep going, keep moving. Now, 5 to 10% of the time, you're gonna become more aware of yourself. You're gonna be able to know who you are as a person, what you stand for, who do you wanna work with, what kind of business you wanna offer, what services you wanna offer to other people. And also, you're gonna operate a certain way as well. This is the best time to know who you are. And I think it's more powerful than anything else because once you're set in your own values and your own characteristics, you exactly know who you need on your team. You exactly know what type of products and services you need to offer. You exactly know how you need to communicate and market your product or service. This gives you tunnel vision. This gives you the opportunity to double down on your vision and not get distracted by other people. Being better self-aware allows you to actually figure out exactly what you need and discard the rest. For me, I never say yes to everyone. I actually start off with all no's. And the reason why I like that is because it's very safe for me. It's very conservative, like how I look at deals or any types of investments. And so when I do say a yes, it's a for real yes. I don't half-ass it. I'm not the type of guy that just does the tip. I actually go all in. That's how I like to do everything. So I don't mess around at all. Now, that leaves, but only 1% of the time, you actually feel like a success, like you're hitting your mark, like you're actually making an impact, you're making moves, you're making waves. Everyone gets to know who you are. You're self-aware. This 1% pays for all the fucking bullshit. This 1% actually covers all the bullshit and allows you to keep going, to stay persistent, to stay consistent. There's times where I had no faith in my own business, but when we closed a deal, and these are big deals. These are like 7-figure deals. And I'm like, all right, cool. I'm juiced. That's what's up. Let's get it cracking. I'm on to the next one. You know, a lot of deals fall through the wayside or they don't pull through in my arena. One factor could disrupt everything. But it's cool though. When we do get that one deal, it's a full yes. And when I talk to my investors and I explain why our real estate investment is going to be a home run hit, they're a full yes. So when you have that conviction, in that 1%, it actually makes up for everything else because the high is higher than any low that you feel. And I think that's really great. And in business, there's no easy pathway. You actually have to do the work. You're going to be tired. You're going to be frustrated. You're going to be pissed off. You're not going to some of your partners for some time frames. You're going to get disrespected. People are going to look down on you. They're going to talk down to you, especially looking like myself, looking really young as a fill and minority. There's a lot of people that don't take me seriously. I'm in commercial real estate. There's not a lot of people. I'm in a room full of old white guys. And how do you think they look at me when I'm talking to them? But once I start showing them what I've done, once I've shown them who I'm connected to, once I've shown them the results of what my team has done, then they're all trying to be nice and be cool with me and try to get access to who I know. Now, I can limit it because it's good that people disrespect you and actually look down on you because now you know who to work with and who not to work with. So when it comes to business, people that shun you, stay away from them when you get to the top. The people who are down for you, always keep them close. Now, with that being said, being a fill-in, starting a business, and actually being on the younger side of things, you're only going to be allowed in certain rooms, but it's all good. Don't take that personal. Business is business. It's all about the numbers, but it's also more about the relationships. So take care of the people you roll with and make sure you take care of yourself, most importantly. Because if you can't take care of yourself, you can't take care of your business or your employees or your partners. So it's okay to be frustrated, angry, pissed off, mad, guilty, tired, exhausted, frustrated. But on the other side, when you've actually built something tangible, remember that it came from your own mind, your own vision, your own abilities. No one could take that away from you when you do it. And then actually the gratification and the happiness you'll feel from it is worth it. So keep grinding, keep hustling, keep going.